You play for this organization.
Yeah.
And let's give Billy Beane credit because they're another team that's not, they don't have the big market money they say to spend and give the lavish, huge contracts. But the difference is if they are in it in late July, he's wheeling and dealing.
I thought it was funny you said not big names. I mean, we seem to never know the names of the A's players until about July.
Right.
But we're certainly going to know them now because the team is getting better and better. The two Mats on the corner, of course. But when you look at this ball club, they seem to get the most out of their talent. They play 162 hard games, 60 this year, of course. And I think they have one, the senior manager in baseball. I think one of the best managers in baseball. He doesn't seem to ever lose his cool with his ball club. But when I look at their lineup, and they have a formidable lineup, I think Chris Davis returning to where he was before is going to be a real key. You know, we always kidded about him hitting 247 4 years and straight. The last year in Milwaukee was the first year. But, 2 years ago, he had 48 home runs, 123 RBIs, dropped off to 23 and 73 last year with some injuries and other things. But he wasn't certainly the same player he's been for them. Unbelievable power to all left field, center field, and right field, especially right field. Unassuming, doesn't say a thing, says everything with that big bat. So, I think that brings them a long way to what they want to do, and that is to win their division because they're through this run of kind of being the Pirates, when the Pirates were really good, but they lost 2 wild card games in a row. That's what's happened to Oakland, and they want a little better finish this October.
You're a big lefty. They got a couple of big lefties you like.
They do. And the whole Moneyball thing, I think it started with Mulder, Zito, and Hudson, right? Their starting pitch. They ran 3 starters out there that they could shut you down. They're so intriguing. They have 3 lefties. And Jesus Luzardo at the top. He's ranked number 13 in MLB.com as far as prospects go. This guy's the entire package. Not a very big guy. Power arm, smooth delivery. Sean Manaea, he's kind of Sid Fernandez 2020, low 3/4 arm angle. And then you have A.J. Puck, the guy just throws bullets, big long hair, Randy Johnson type. And then you start to delve into this rotation and you go, you know what? They have a lot of options. Frankie Montas will be back healthy again. They'll figure out that 4 or 5 spot in that rotation. And to me, one of the guys that gets lost, Liam Hendricks, took to closing games last year. This guy, his velocity increased. He was throwing 97 to 100. He had 100 a few times. Good, hard breaking ball. If their young pitchers are ready, dangerous team. They are a dangerous team. They could roll the dice.
Managing is hard enough, obviously, but the job that Bob Melvin has done there, because every year at the beginning of the year, he's not quite sure who he's going to have, but then invariably, second half of the season, they kind of put it together once the summer hits.
As Ron touched on, we do this for a living. We follow teams, right? You go to camp and you watch the A's. And unless you have a roster and a media guide, you're having a hard time, putting names to places and positions. But like Milwaukee, they figure out a way to do it, and there's a method to Billy Beane's madness. And Bob Melvin, he might be the most underrated, great manager in the game right now.
All right, now, Ronnie, is this a season where they can put it all together, a short 60-game season, get in the postseason and make some noise?
I think 60 games helps them. I do. I think they have a young team. They're going to have lots of energy. The problem always in that American League West is the Houston Astros, who have so much talent on the pitching mound, on the field, in the lineup. But I don't know. Houston seems more vulnerable this year because of what has happened in recent go. So it's going to help Houston not having fans at the ballpark. But I will say I think Oakland, as we heard Bob Melvin talk about, they're going to be a much better team this year. They not only have some young talent coming, that pitching, as Danny said, is going to evolve. But more importantly, I think that their everyday players are starting to get into like a real good 4 or 5 mix.
But here's the thing about the A's that you kind of sleep on, but they've been to the playoffs 5 of the last 8 years. In the American League, only the Yankees have done that. Yankees, you would say, oh, yeah, then you might go Reds. No. The A's.
They've got to get over that hump and win a series in the postseason. Because if they can do that, then I think the mojo is going to start to go their way.
Don't sleep on the white shoes this year.
No doubt.